Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about safety before sensation, how the body relearns trust. Last week we talked about why the body was left behind, how disconnection was adaptive, how cognition and control stepped in to keep us safe, how leaving the body behind often worked until it didn't. This week we shift from understanding to experience, but we do it carefully because embodiment does not begin with sensation, it begins with safety. Many people make the mistake of trying to drop into the body before the body feels safe enough to respond. When this happens, the system resists, not because something is wrong, but because protection is still online. So this week is not about feeling more. It's about creating the conditions where sensation can return without overwhelm. Let's start with a reframe that will guide everything we do this week. The body does not open to instruction, it opens to safety. That's not philosophy, that's physiology. From a nervous system perspective, the body is constantly scanning for cues of safety and threat. This process, often referred to as neuroception, happens below conscious awareness. Your body is asking, am I safe enough to soften? Am I safe enough to feel? Am I safe enough to slow down? If the answer is unclear, the system stays guarded. So embodiment is not something you can force, it's something you need to invite. Let's begin with a very simple orientation. Right now, gently let your eyes look around the space you're in. Notice 3 things you can see. Not analyze, just notice. Now notice 2 things you can hear. Now notice 1 place where your body feels supported. The chair, the floor, the wall. Nothing to change. This tells your nervous system, I am here and this moment is survivable. And that matters more than any insight. Now let's talk about regulation. Regulation does not mean calm, it means capacity. The ability to stay present with experience without needing to shut down or override. Many people think they're bad at embodiment because they feel restless, numb, or tense. But those are not failures. They are signs that the system is still organizing around safety. So let's normalize this. If you feel restless, bored, distracted, numb, or impatient, that does not mean embodiment isn't working. It means your system is learning a new orientation, and learning takes time. Let's work with the body now, directly and gently. Bring your attention to one neutral area of the body, the hands, the feet, the back. Notice temperature, pressure, contact. Do not interpret, do not name emotions, just sensation. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Return gently. This is how interoceptive awareness rebuilds, through simple, repeated contact. Now pause. If nothing stands out, that's still sensation. Neutral is information. The body does not need intensity to speak, it only needs consistency. Now let's talk about tolerance. Embodiment requires tolerance, not for pain, but for presence. Many people learned to leave the body because sensation once came with overwhelm, so the system learned better not to feel. This week we are retraining tolerance in small increments. Notice a place in your body that feels relatively neutral or okay. Now, briefly notice a place that feels tense or uncomfortable, just for a moment. Then return your attention to the neutral place, back and forth. This teaches the nervous system I can move towards sensation and back to safety. That flexibility is regulation. You're not forcing anything, you're expanding capacity. Now let's connect this to daily life. Many people override their bodies, not because they want to, but because they don't recognize early signals. They only notice when signals become loud, fatigue, irritability, or shutdown. Embodiment helps you to notice earlier, not to stop life, but so that you can pace it. Now, take a moment and think about, where is your body signaling enough before your mind agrees? That question is not about obedience, it's about information. Let's practice listening without reacting. Notice one bodily signal present right now. Tightness, pressure, fatigue, maybe restlessness. Instead of fixing it, say internally, I notice you. Then do nothing and notice what happens. Often sensation will shift simply from being acknowledged. That's regulation. Now let's address a fear many people have. They worry, if I listen to my body, everything will stop. That fear comes from confusing listening with obeying. Embodiment does not require you to act on every signal. It requires you to include the signal. Inclusion stabilizes choice. Exclusion creates rebellion. So this week is about inclusion. Now let's bring in breath, not as control, but as support. Place one hand on your body, your chest, your belly, or your thigh. Take a slow inhale through your nose. Exhale slightly longer than you inhaled. Do this twice. Notice if your body softens even a small amount. That's not relaxation. This is support. Support tells the nervous system, you don't have to manage this alone. As we approach the end of this session, I want to name something clearly. Embodiment is not dramatic. It is often boring at first. And that boredom is a sign that your system is no longer in hypervigilance. And for many people, calm feels unfamiliar. So if you notice impatience or the urge to do more, that is just another pattern surfacing. No correction needed. Now let's close with a simple daily practice for this week. Once a day, I'd like you to pause and notice one sensation in your body, one place of support, and one slow exhale. That's it. No analysis, no fixing, just repetition. Because safety is built through repetition, not insight. Next week, we'll begin reflecting on how your body communicates, learning its language without judgment. But for now, let this week be gentle. You're not asking your body to open. You're simply showing it that it can. And that is how trust begins to return.